Hello all, welcome to BISP Self-Learning Tableau series. My name is Amit Sharma and today I'm going to walk you through with the Tableau 8.1, the features and functionality. I'll give you product walkthrough. Before that, I'll give you quick overview and introduction about what Tableau is and what are various components associated with Tableau. So Tableau is basically a data visualization software. It is specialized in connected to disparate source system and visualize your data. In fact, if you look at, I've explicitly mentioned over here, Tableau is designed visual analytics for everyone. It means data analysis is not confined to only some special category business user, or maybe it is not confined to data analyst. It is not confined to data scientist. Anybody in an organization who have a basic knowledge about the business data and how to operate computer can play around with the data and identify certain important business important information from your raw data. So you can organize your data in multiple format and you can identify some important patterns. You can draw the information in a way that on top of that you can drive certain important business decision to your organization. Okay. The interface of Tableau design is so simple, so anybody doesn't require any special training, especially business user, they do not require any special training. They can directly operate and start working on Tableau, and everything is completely based on drag and drop. So I'll give you an example of what is data visualization. First term, you see I've explicitly mentioned over here, Tableau combine data exploration and data visualization. What is data visualization? The simplest example of data visualization we use in our day-to-day life. We can see an example for trends.google.com. Maybe you are so curious to know what are the different job opportunities Tableau has, and with compared to the Tableau competitor like ClickView, you like to see what are the job opportunities. How would you compare Tableau and ClickView based on different trends and different time dimension? So you see trends.google.com give me a very elegant and simple view about information. The way the information is organized is my understanding, and I can easily see Tableau has got higher age as compared to ClickView. Is much more is being used or has higher hits as compared to your ClickView. So this is a simplest example data visualization. Data visualization allow information or raw data to be presented in a way that human being can easily understand. In addition to data visualization, we can also do there's another term called data exploration. Data exploration, in a double quotes, we understand is creating new insight and values. The same information can be viewed in multiple. It is interpreted and understood in different format and different ways. Data exploration, I can further explore this and identify Tableau is being accessed in different part of the geographical unit, and I can find some interesting trends and explore this further. I can see Tableau is widely used in France. I can further drill down and explore certain important some meaningful information or drive something unusual or undisclosed information which is generally not available or not seen, may not be able to directly interpret through by looking at your simple numeric matrix. So this gives me a pretty nice and elegant view of my information. So I can see a chart level view, geographical view, and different access points. So this is data visualization and data exploration, where we can have better insight about our business data, which help us in turn to drive certain important decision for the organization. If I compare Tableau with your traditional BI reporting solution like IBM Cognos or Oracle OBIE or your SAP Business Object, these products they have a different solution, different category. Like Tableau integrate query, report, and analysis together. Unlike or other conventional BI solution like Cognos may have three solutions. They've got Query Studio, Report Studio, and Analysis Studio. There are three different interface for three different kind of analysis. Query, just connect your source and do basic, it's like writing your select query, bringing the basic information. Reporting, one step ahead to your query. Not only you query but also present your data in a elegant way, meaningful way, so that it makes sense to the user eventually. Analysis next step. Once you query report, you can further go down and play around with the numeric data to find certain important information. Tableau provide all of these three functionality in one package. There's another important point which we should draw our attention. That's called role division. Conventional BI. In conventional BI, the report developer prepare report and give it to the business user. So the business analyst or the people who involved in different activities in business, they play around with the data. Whereas Cognos has changed the view. The IT and business team has a different job roles. We give complete control of the data to the business user directly. You see the second point. Software put into the hand of people who need this. It means we design a solution so simple anybody with a basic knowledge of computer, how to use and have a good knowledge of business data can use it directly. You can assume as if you use a mobile phone. When you buy a new mobile phone, often you do not require any complicated or sophisticated training to start using it. Anybody can use it. So the focus is given to the product so that it should be easy to use without complex calculation and functionality, without falling into technicality. People can start using it. Whereas business team focus on very specific areas which really require business intervention, like managing metadata. In case you are designing your solution for large enterprise and your metadata is pretty huge, the information may come from multiple sources, with thousands of dimension or fact table, multiple fact tables and multiple dimension, multiple keys join. The metadata may be very complicated. So IT team primarily manage or focus on metadata management, ensure all the information we extract from the source should be centrally organized so the management of metadata can be done easily. Also authorization, authentication, permission, roles, privileges, we pay attention to this area so that we can ensure the information can be accessed securely and role-based access. People can access the required information which map to their job role. We also pay adequate attention on scalability. We know the data is growing so fast. Also, there are a lot of merger and acquisition happen. Today, my company has got 500, let's say, business analysts, and my company acquire another company, which in turn, the number of users grown up exponentially. My solution should be smart enough so that it can accommodate the changes and scalability. To what extent it is scalable, how much data can be accommodated, how much data it can accommodate so without impacting the performance. All these parameters, we look into that in IT team. So you see the IT team job and business team job is completely separate. We, IT team, work as a facilitator, whereas business user work as a consumer. The jobs are completely, separated. This is a brief visualization approach, a graphical view about your Tableau 8, what all it provides. In my subsequent session or slide, I'm going to walk you through about each part individually and in detail. It gives you very nice visual analytics, very fast in performance. It provides an in-memory solution, and Tableau 8, the beauty of it, we can do a speed of thought analysis. It can connect to any data source. I'll give you the list of data sources compatible with Tableau 8. It connects almost all kind of data sources of current business needs or current demand needs. Business integration, I can connect to disparate source system ranging from my semi-structured data source to RDBMS, Google Analytics, big data. I can connect to multiple sources together and drive the required information. And the large number of audience for BI are coming. They've been using mobile devices or various devices to connect to your system. So Tableau 8 is greatly compatible with and access to a mobile phone without degradation in the performance and the visibility and the quality of data navigation. Tableau primarily, when we talk about, it has got two components primarily, desktop and server. Desktop is a developer tool primarily. Tableau desktop is a data visualization application that let you analyze virtually any type of data structure. So actual designing of your report or data analysis you do in desktop. You can also call in your Tableau desktop, you can do personal analytics. You can drag and drop information, play around with this. Personal analytics you can do over here. So once you do all analytics, you may like to share the same. You may find certain important trends, some important pattern which are quite unusual. Now you want the same trend and pattern to be shared across with your business community, to your manager, to your colleagues, or you may like to publish this in your company portal so everybody could access this and they find it something unusual. So desktop is basically where you design data visualization. As the name desktop, you download into your local system and you can play around with this. And data server, Tableau server, where you publish your report so that the report can be accessed through web-based URL. No plugin required, no ActiveX control, no Java plugin. It is completely on DHTML called Zero Footprint Client. So once you prepare your report, you can publish your report on a server so everybody can share across and see the information. And deployment doesn't require any complexity. It's a couple of minute job. You can just deploy with a couple of mouse click. That's a quite high level overview about Tableau and the components. I'll quickly walk you through the product and we'll see how Tableau add value to the business, right? So these are the elements we are going to talk about today. We'll first design a simple reports, connect to the source system, design simple reports. Then I walk you through it with how do you do a forecasting, which used to be a very daunting task, complicated task for a business analyst. This requires complex formula, but here you are going to see forecasting can be done with a couple of mouse click. I'll show you how to group visual grouping of your objects, how to create sets, how do you create complex simple filters, and different ways of data navigation. I'm going to walk you through step by step. So I'm going to jump to my Tableau desktop. We'll prepare one sample report and we visualize at least these 4 components today, and in subsequent session we'll talk about other components. So I've got Tableau installed in my VMware. I've got Tableau 8.1 available in my desktop. I'll connect to that, and in my source, in my example, I'm going to connect to my Oracle as my data source. My data source is Oracle. I can visualize the data source. So in order to easy to understand, I have I graphically visualize my dimension and fact, which ease your understanding. We're going to build our report on top of this. This is the assets model we ship along with Oracle. You see I've got one fact table with couple of dimension as product, customer, time, and my customer dimension is further normalized to country. So in one country there are many customers. It becomes a snowflake model to me. Okay. We'll use this as a source to analyze our information. The first step, my source is Oracle. Before I connect to Oracle, I'll simple query my source system. You see I connect to my Oracle and my source is SH. And I'm going to query my tables, select table name from user underscore tables. It will give me, list me all the tables I own as a user. So I've got total 21 tables. I can see all the tables like product, promotion, customer, supply, which are required to prepare my report, today's example. So I would use the first option called connect to data source, connect to data, and you see the huge list of all the possible or compatible data sources. You can broadly classify them as a RDBMS, conventional RDBMS like Oracle, DB2, SQL Server. You can also connect to Google Analytics, Google BigQuery. You can connect to cloud-based solutions like Salesforce, SAP HANA, and other. And bulk your enterprise data warehousing product like Teradata and like this. So almost it supports all the industry recognized data sources of current date. If the source is not available in the list, you can still use a ODBC connection, a generic source, generic method to connect to any data source which satisfies ODBC standard. So in our case, we are going to use Oracle as a source. I'll select Oracle and I specify the connection details, which consists of my server. So my Oracle server installed in my local host. I'll pick up local host. I specify service name, which is ORCL, and default port is 1521. And I pass a credential over here, username and password. I connect. When I connect, there are 3 options pop up to me: single table, multiple tables, and custom SQL query. I would use a multiple table, and I know my fact table is sales. So preferably select your fact table and click on multiple table. As you already have a data model graphically available to you, you just need to drag and drop and prepare this model. For the sake of simplicity, I'll keep only two dimensions in this example. I'll choose product and time. And you continue to add multiple table. So I'll choose product from the list, and your Tableau automatically recognize the join type. The join is based on product ID. You can check the joining is correct or not. Tableau identify the common joining based on key column. The primary key and foreign key name is same, so automatically recognized as a criteria for joining. Then I'm going to collect the time dimension, and the same way you continue to select all the dimension and fact table. Right. So my model is ready. I can preview the result just to ensure that whether my system is able to bring data from multiple tables together. I query my sample data, and here I'm ready to go to the next level. You see there are three options pops up. If your data is so dynamic, typically when you're working CRP system or transactional system, you can use the option called connect live. So every time you process your query, hit your data source and bring the fresh data from there. Alternatively, I can take a snapshot of the data by import all data. My data engine is smart enough, it connect to source and take a snapshot of data on various interval. In my example, I will be focusing on connecting to connect live, and you see a system is able to recognize the respective dimension and fact table, right? So we'll create a couple of simple examples and demonstrate how. First thing, I'm going to demonstrate you how to design a forecasting. How designing is so simple, anybody can design this. Well, so in my example, I use product category as one of my layout, product category on different time. Now you see over here, I've got some column with a special icon show that a watch appear over here. Time ID. Time ID, your Tableau understand time ID is a time dimension automatically. Although this column actually do not exist in my physical source, time ID is a manipulated column. You drag and drop and you see your product on different year is recognized. You also see, though in my RDBMS, in my Oracle, there is no hierarchy available, but my Tableau is automatically smart enough to build the hierarchy. I do not have any hierarchy in my underlying source system. And I drag and drop year, amount sold. Tableau is smart enough, product category based on time dimension. Time is automatically turns out to be hierarchy, and it considers it as a time. I can drill down, and I can drill down from year to quarter, quarter to month, and so on. In this example, I'm going to focus on how to design the forecast row. So you see, the moment I use the time dimension, automatically line chart appears. You click on the line chart and you see the 4 years data available to you. Now I'd like to forecast next 3 years of data. So far I have got data for 98 to 2001. I like to forecast my data for next 3 years. So I can right click on the points and draw a forecast. Click show forecast. See how easy it is. So you will be seeing the next forecast rows are available. I have data from 98 to 2001. From 2001 to next 1 year, forecast is all automatically driven. These are my forecast row. You do have option to customize this forecasting as well. I go to forecast option and click on forecast options, and I like to customize forecast for the next 3 years. Forecast is automatically selected by Tableau as the first option appear called auto, and next 5 quarter. It has taken a certain trends and accordingly drive a forecast. I can design forecast for next 3 years and say I've got 4 years of actual data and I like next 3 years of forecasted data. I click on this and click on OK. I could see the next 3 year forecasted data. You can also switch back to the tabular view, cross tabular view, and see you got 2 sections of your data, actual sales and forecasted sales, which is called as estimate over here. So 1998 to 2001 was your actual sales, 2001 to 2004, next 3 years your forecasted sales. So you see, it was pretty easy to design a forecast. No special training or skills needed to design a forecast for the basic forecasting. Right? You can further click on this and get to the more detail about it, how forecasting is taken place. It is called describe forecast as well. As you drill down into more detail. Next, we also see how to visually group your objects. To understand the visual grouping of your object, grouping of the object like a case statement you will use in your SQL query. You can watch one of my video where I demonstrate how to implement case statement in Tableau. So I'm going to create a new, I click on new sheet, and well, in this example I need one geographical element to draw my example. I create a new statement, new sheet, and I would add one more dimension which has got geographical entity to demonstrate my example. So once again I connect to my source system, and this time I'll be selecting time dimension. Sales fact, product, and here I use one other dimension called country. Country talk about a different geographical region, customer and country. I'll be using into my next example. So specify your server details as you did, localhost, your service name, your port number, your credential, connect, select your fact table first, preferably, and select the dimension. So I need a time dimension, product dimension, product, I need time, keep adding a new dimension, times. I also select customer and country. I select customer and country. Customer and finally country. So I got three dimensions, one dimension further normalized, custom dimension further normalized to country, and now I'm ready to design my next example. I'll connect live again in this example as well. So once you pull your metadata, next step I'm going to design my solution, our query. So I'll use same product category in my rows. I select times in my column, and I would use time as my hierarchy, time ID in my column. Intersection of both is my amount sold, and in addition to this I also use one geographical element, one column which talk about geography. So you see I've got some column country name, there's a icon change over here which talk about different geography, country name, and drag and drop geography over here. The moment I drag and drop geography add in my column, you see my map view got visible. Right? Click on your map view, data would be presented in terms of map. Right? I look at the one integrated map view and focus on one product, keep only to make it simple to analyze, and for 1 year. Right? Now I can visually group them. For example, right now the grouping is based on country. I can group multiple countries together by just drag and drop and group them. And there's an option called group member. Click on this, they got grouped. So when you look at a tabular view of it, you can switch to tabular view, and you see countries are categorized based on country, and they also categorized based on group. You can see the custom grouping is done over here in the bottom. I've got two groups, a couple of countries I selected, Denmark, electronic, France, all the combination, the group has been created. So I can visually group all the geographical entity or multiple country into common logical unit. Right? This is how you can do a visual grouping. So I've shown you in this example how to create forecasting and visual group them. We can also apply quick filter and mark card. Quick filter allow you to apply quick filter options. You can right click and apply, you can keep or exclude only, or you can also apply quick filter. You see when I right click and say keep only, a filter apply over here, and click over here and further modify, There are multiple products I have got, but so far, in order to easy to understand, I focus only on product category electronics. I can further select a couple of other products. Right? So you can do a quick filter, apply a where clause behind the screen. You can click on quick filter and choose a multiple year or multiple product together. This page you can focus on the respective data. You can focus on the data concerned to your current analysis, and this is your whole analysis. And finally, you can create a mark card. Mark card help you to visually organize your data in a more meaningful manner. In order to do this, I am first confine my attention to product category electronics and time dimension. I've got two groups over here, country based on others and group of country we selected. Now I can use a multiple marks over here. I can reclassify them based on color. I can choose a different color to highlight the element which I want to highlight. I can see the numbers getting highlighted. I can use a different way of organizing through using size. I can also highlight by using text. I can add my custom defined heading stating that total or grand total equals this. So you see my label along with the numbers are being appeared together. I can also click on detail option. I can click apply them in tooltips. So when you move your mouse cursor, tooltips appear over here. This data with a combination of or intersection of some product categories, some countries, and other intersection. So this way the whole data analysis can be done so quickly. You see all the activity which I did doesn't require any special technical training. I need not to be data scientist. I need not to be expert in IT or should not know. I do not need to know about writing SQL query. I don't have to bother about metadata, database detail, and any detail to play around the data. The whole GUI interface, the complete interface given, a completely graphical interface given. You can drag and drop, and as a user, I can play around with the data and identify certain important information. So in today's session, I'm going to stop over here. We'll further talk about and explore more functionality of Tableau in our subsequent session. Thanks for joining today's session, and subscribe to BISP YouTube channel to know more about us and watch more videos. Thank you for joining today's session, and have a great day ahead.